hiding in your Wi-Fi and secrets. Anyone can find me. No user coming from the moment.
Happy Thursday, everybody. And you know what that means. It means we got some Overwatch for you. And tonight's Overwatch match is the quarterfinals of the NECC, Challengers Heartland division.
Legends. We moved up another division just from playoffs.
I was just looking at all that, but I am your host, the Bearded Man, and I'm joined by the Birthday Flair.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I just had some coconut cream pie.
Ooh.
So that was it's my favorite kind of pie. I've been chilling all day. One of my classes was canceled. One of them was online. So, you know,
it's a good birthday.
It's a pretty good birthday. Yeah. I thought I was gonna have class from like 9 to 4. Didn't. So that's already a W. And then I get to go do some improv after this. So lots of fun. How are you doing today, Bearded Man?
I'm doing good. You know, it was a good, somewhat relaxing morning. There was a few hiccups in my morning. I had a meeting that I wasn't originally going to go to, and then I had to go to because of some illness with with another person, but it worked out perfectly. And I got some work done, you know.
All right,
little math homework before the match tonight too. So the numbers are fresh.
I saw you crunching the numbers out there.
I was crunching the statistics, and then also before that some linear algebra. But tonight's matchup is a very good matchup. The Firebirds are versing the only team to beat them in week 1,
hilarious.
the University of Arkansas Razorbacks, #1 seed Firebirds against the #8 seed Razorbacks. And I gotta say, I'm very curious because week 1, I mean, that was a while ago, but the Firebirds have not lost since.
Yeah, that is really interesting. You know, I mean, hey, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be University of Arkansas because they're the only ones who have so far.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they've still got the secret, or maybe the Firebirds have really started to, key up, link up. I think it's a matter of synergy maybe that first week, if I remember back, though it was 2 months ago.
It was quite a while ago. But yeah, I agree. I think it definitely came down to synergy. But before we even talk about what maps are going on tonight, let's meet the team. I gotta say, I am hyped up for tonight's match. I mean, unfortunately, Tuesday's matchup, the Firebirds against the Southern Illinois University Edwardsville. Well, I forget their school mascot, unfortunately. But the Cougars, there we go. Unfortunately, they did defeat our Firebirds, so our Rainbow Six Siege team is no longer. Their season was put to an end. Unfortunately, it was a it was a long match though. We were here for, I believe, around 4 hours. It was a really long match. So
Wow.
I don't expect tonight to be that long, though, because Rainbow Six is a very long game compared to Overwatch. And if we end up going that long, it would be probably record-breaking. But, you know, we do see the teams are still deciding their picks and bans, but I got to say, the Firebirds, I'm very curious what their ban or their pick is going to be, because from what I heard, it is going to be the Razorbacks who ban, and then the Firebirds pick.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That is, plus, I believe now, honestly, I think they'll pick Antarctic Peninsula. I think they've found their kind of streak on that, and as long as that's not banned, then I think that's what they'll go with, because that's where they've started to find their success on control points. But don't they also have access to, I believe, 8 more maps now?
I believe so. I'm not quite sure what the rulebook change is in the NECC.
It is 8. All maps are now available.
All maps? Okay.
So what was available during the regular season is available, and they added, I believe it's 8 more. I know Busan is one of them. I know
Eichenwald probably.
Eichenwald is one of them.
Which is my favorite map.
It'll be very interesting. They do ban Antarctic there.
It does look like the Razorbacks banning Antarctic. I like that. I think a lot of teams are still trying to figure it out. Firebirds, I know that they feel good about the map, but they also usually choose it for map 1, because then if they lose it, they still have a ton of Overwatch left to be played.
Right.
They're not relying on a win for that, but it's always great. It's always great to win map 1. I gotta say though, I am very much wishing that we got to see the new hero. Like the new hero.
I'm not. Me personally, I'm okay.
The new
I
hero
think we're gonna be all right.
Isn't allowed at all in postseason. Not even nationals. I don't think until next season.
Good
but
call.
I gotta say, Life Weaver. I was playing a bunch of Life Weaver earlier today, and I gotta say, he's grown on me.
Well,
really
yeah,
is.
They also just made a patch to him, did they not?
They're
that made him
going
a lot
to
more
on the
usable?
25th.
Exactly. See, so
the 25th, they are making him usable.
Look at me. I know about this game.
Yeah. I would be surprised if you didn't, because everybody keeps talking about Life Weaver at this point, having, you know, just a very interesting kit, being able to pull your teammates back, granting them invulnerability as you do that,
That's
as
hilarious.
well as lifting your teammates up into the air. All of which are just abilities, you know.
Right.
And then the ultimate ability is spawning a massive tree placing a massive tree that does healing. Okay,
so it's basically like a Zenyatta ult, but a stationary?
Yes, it does pulses. It can, but it's got I think it has 1,000 health right now. I think they're moving it to 1,200 in the update on the 25th.
I feel like that's a little low for an ultimate.
It might be something different. I'm not quite sure, but I know I really like it. It's really good at providing cover as well, because you can hide behind it, you know.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's you get a bunch of healing. I think it's like 50 healing every pulse, and it pulses I think every like second and a half maybe.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. But the Firebirds are going to be starting off on Nepal. Now here's the interesting thing. That's what they did week number 1. And they lost on Nepal. It was a 1-2 loss.
Oh yeah, but that was a synergy thing. I remember it now deeply. It was like they needed to just land one shot as they made it in overtime to end. Yeah, that was a rough loss. That was a rough loss. I remember.
I know this team has completely changed since then. They've found what works. They've had, looking at Shinbone. Shinbone week 1, I think was not. I think that was before he started getting 4Ks. You know.
It might have been.
It might have been. I'm not quite sure if he got a 4K.
Shinbone and 4Ks are almost synonymous at that point, so I don't know if I completely remember the first time it happened versus the latest time it's happened. It's just 4K on 4K on 4K.
Yeah, I expect it to be happening tonight as well. Now, on Nepal, what do you think the Firebirds do really well at? What do you think they kind of struggle at?
I think one thing they do really well on Nepal on the I'm gonna mess up the inner names, but Temple I think is the inside one.
Yeah.
God, I'm getting good at my job.
It's Inner Sanctum, but here's there's no shame in not knowing the names, because I call the inside temple, or the big pillar. It used to be a bell, I swear, but
I thought it was
Shrine.
Isabel. Yeah,
I think it's called Shrine.
But yeah, no, the Inner Sanctum. I think they do a really good job of capping point and then understanding that they don't need to stay on that point in order to defend it. They do a really good job with control points lately of having Donut just kind of stay on point as like a beefy tank to make sure that they could soak up damage and keep control, and then having a lot of their team use natural cover behind to just kind of keep that poke damage going and making sure they get picks.
Now, we did see some issues on that map, though, last week, where we were having, like, Donut would stay on point, but the rest of the team just would not be able to heal him when he was inside that little room. But I'm expecting and hoping that we're going to see drastic improvements, especially since we're not even starting off on that one. We're starting out on the Shrine map. Once again, it is control point, so it is like King of the Hill style. Both teams fighting for control over a central point. Firebirds they've been having a lot more success on this game mode recently, so I'm really hoping, and I saw they were out there for probably the past hour and a half really practicing and warming up.
Yeah, I was about to say, out of any of our teams here, I do got to say that I think the Overwatch team plays the most amount of their game outside of practice. So
yeah, for better or for worse.
Yeah, for better or for worse, we'll see. I mean, sometimes there is such a thing as too much practice. You start to get in your head, over-prepare a little bit. But we'll see if that's what happens here. We got Donut on Reinhardt, Lunar Synergy on Symmetra, Psychopreds starting off for the Firebirds instead of Shinbone. Interesting. Psychopreds on Junkrat, Fuzzy on Baptista, NECC on Lucio for the Razorbacks, though. We've got Flex Nova on Ryan, your friend Levi on Hanzo, that one Waffle on May, which was another issue we ran into in week 1, so this will be the true test to see if the Firebirds have figured out their May situation. Ospat on Baptiste and Agate on Lucio.
Maybe it's just a gate. Is it
No,
Agate
because the stone is called Agate.
Oh, then yeah, that's it. The Firebirds immediately using the Symmetra teleporter to teleport on the point, allowing them to gain a little bit of control, especially with those Symmetra teleporters. Donut is taking that really smart off angle, making sure to swing that hammer when he pops out of cover. However, your friend Levi, a double kill early on is going to really cause issues for the Firebirds, making that a triple kill. Hanzo becomes the issue for the Firebirds. It used to be May, but now it seems to be Hanzo.
I think they handled that May wall very well. It just allowed Hanzo to get into the back line, and without a shield there to protect them, they're able to just take out our back line, and the rest of the team fell like dominoes. So control will go to the Razorbacks to start off map number 1 here.
Very true, but I gotta say, Psychopreds on that Junkrat might be a good situation. We do see Lunar Synergy swapping to that Pharah against the... I mean, you see the Razorbacks only really have one counter to Pharah. Hanzo is... You can counter it, but it's not easy by any means. But we do see that Agate, or Ospat is out of place there, allowing the Firebirds kind of catch to cause a little bit of a team fight there, or a fight against, but
without Donut, it is kind of futile here, as we will have to fall back once again until we can regroup. Firebirds are now down by 40% as they're going to start moving into the next fight here. They're going to take the main route, and Donut was just walled off by May.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the Firebirds. Immediately, we see, however, we do see Lunar Synergy able to get a pick, but your friend Waffle with a double kill, and that one Waffle taking Fuzzy out. They both supports for the Firebirds are out, one of the DPS, and right now it looks like it's just Lunar Synergy trying to make his way back, but unfortunately, your friend Levi is causing so many issues. Wow, this is unfortunate to see. I haven't seen the Firebirds play like this in a while.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. You do gotta also question where maybe the synergy, like the thought was Psychopreds. I mean, he plays I would say a better Junkrat than Shinbo, but just the overall synergy, I would want someone who played with a little more to start off playoffs.
Very true. I mean, right there we see Flex Nova with a triple kill. Ospat finished making that a 4K. Lunar Synergy once again alone, but being finished off by your friend Levi. Firebirds are not even able to capture point, it seems. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it back in time. We might see Fuzzy
think they will. Yeah, Fuzzy's going to try his darndest. There he goes. Will he get stopped? Fuzzy makes it just in time to secure overtime. Will Donut be able to touch, though, as that ticks down? He will. Fuzzy's down, so it's only the ultimate from Pharah that comes through, and it's stopped immediately. Firebirds do not seem like they're going to be able to do this, though the Mercy Res does help.
This is very weird of the Firebirds at this point. I mean, they haven't been able to capture point in the slightest. And using that barrage, it didn't really get anybody, but Lunar Synergy finally needing a pick on that one, Waffle. Unfortunately, Psychopred's out of the fight. Donut is just trying to stall for as long as he can, and he falls off a point.
C9.
C9 on the Firebirds. What an unfortunate thing to happen. Firebirds not taking round 1. This is not looking
getting
good.
rolled in round 1, and it's very interesting to see what really happened there. I'm not 100% sure. It just seemed like our DPS couldn't quite confirm many kills. I felt like a lot of splash damage was being thrown out with Farah and Junkrat. It just we couldn't confirm a kill off of it, and that's what you're gonna have to do in order to win these team fights here.
I think it came down to, I mean, the Junkrat. I love playing Junkrat. He's a great person to play. However, you need a little bit more long-range damage. You have that arc where Junkrat kind of, it doesn't work all the time when you don't have that high ground. And Lunar Synergy on that Farah, you have that travel time, so it wasn't exactly any sort of immediate damage. And, I mean, the Mei as well. That is the issue that the Firebirds have had issues with, but have recently tried to, you know, come back and fix it a little bit. But this is just kind of seeming to be the opposite of all that.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see Lunar Synergy really step up on this Sojourn play right here, because we've already lost point. It's going to open in a second. We have no one on there to capture with. Donut doing a nice job, though, almost getting his pick of his own. It's just, that's the thing. I'm seeing so many, like, criticals on the Razorbacks here, and we just can't confirm a kill. Like, I saw about 3 so far in this match.
Very true, and I think that's exactly it. The damage is there, and that's with Junkrat. Junkrat is really good at getting a lot of damage, but executions are, you know, where it isn't exactly the easiest thing. And our supports are working overtime here, but it's just not allowing them to get the kills.
What a snipe there by Fuzzy to keep Psychopreds alive there.
Yeah, Fuzzy is just on another level on Ana, and like I said, the Firebirds, our supports are working overtime, but they are just not. The Firebirds are not able to get any sort of kills. They're able to do a ton of damage, but before any sort of elimination is met, it's just game over at that point. You have nobody being able to rotate around. We do see the Diva's going to be trying to flank around, trying to catch the Firebirds off guard. Psychopreds was able to de-mech the Diva, but it wasn't enough to get the kill, despite the low health. And we see Donut being frozen in the Blizzard is not going to work out because Lunar Synergy and Donut are falling in that fight. Psychopred's popping that Rip Tire, but the rest of the team is not there, so this might not able to get anybody there, hesitating just a little bit. I'm not quite sure what was going on. That might have been because he knew that somebody was approaching him while he was controlling it. You never know. I gotta say, we see this Nano with Fuzzy, but will it be enough?
Firebirds at least finally make it to point here to start this fight. The Hanzo ult is thrown. Will we see an Annihilation as a counter? We will not, as Donut falls.
This is really, really interesting to see. I mean, the Firebirds, this is looking like a repeat of week 1, and I'm not quite sure. I mean, your friend Levi and Dotwan Waffle, Flex Nova, all of the Razorbacks are getting kills like it's nothing. I think the Firebirds have gotten maybe 10 kills so far this map, collectively. We do see the Annihilation going out against the beat drop from Agate, but it doesn't look like it's enough to get any kills. The Firebirds not able to get a single percentage point on that map. This is looking bad, but I'm hoping that this next 5-minute break, we are seeing the Firebirds really figure out what happened, what went wrong, and fixing that right away, because they cannot afford to lose tonight.
Absolutely. Credit, though, where credit's due. It was great play we were seeing out of the Razorbacks here. Nice little 3 or 4K. One of them was the, nope, 3K by Flex Nova here. I mean, it was good play. It was good, solid play on the Firebirds. Just couldn't confirm a kill. So very good. Hats off to Ospat and Agate as the supports for Arkansas. And we'll just have to see what happens when we come back in a few minutes.
Welcome back, everybody, to map number 2. Honestly, map number 1, what a sight. That is a sight we have not seen in weeks from the Firebirds. Firebirds not able to really get any sort of percentage points on Nepal. Maps were, rounds number 1 or 2. 2 was a complete blowout. Map number 1, I think they were able to get a little bit, but not anything notable. So I was very much hoping that was kind of we'll just give them 1, and now the Firebirds are going to come back.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I know that Psychopreds has been swapped out for Shinbone, and I gotta say, Psychopreds, phenomenal player, and Junkrat is a good choice, being able to destroy the shields, but the issue with that is he's just not good at the direct guaranteed damage, that like we've seen from Shinbone, who plays a lot of hit scan. And I think that's what the Firebirds were missing, was just like that execution type of damage, where it's, I'm just going to guarantee a kill here. But we are heading into King's Row. It looks like Numbani was banned by the Razorbacks, and the Firebirds know and love King's Row. So I'm expecting quite a bit of change here. I know Shinbone probably fired up as well, using a lot of that time to probably warm up and get ready. So I am really, really excited. What are you expecting?
It's an interesting composition with Shinbone on Hanzo and Lunar Synergy on Bastion. I don't think we've seen that in a while, to be honest. So I'm just excited to see what happens there, especially... Well, all right.
It was a Venom Mine.
Oh, God. I was like, did I just miss a kill already?
No, it was a Venom Mine, which is a lot of Widowmakers will use it as just like a cover for a headshot. But it did catch me off guard. We do see dueling Bastions here, though. Donut, Lunar Synergy, Shinbone, Fuzzy, and Nancakes on that Firebirds team, but the Maywall going out from that one Waffle, causing some issues, but Donut staying alive for a little bit, unfortunately taken out at the last second, and I don't think we're going to see the Firebirds really do any sort of defense onto that point. This is looking very, very scary here, but we might be able to see them kind of hold them in this corner, because defending that site is truly awful. It really is difficult, and a lot of times you'll see teams purposely give it up because they know that they can hold it at this corner. But right now the Firebirds...
That corner is going to be held, especially with Donut being the only one left on the Firebirds there.
Oh my gosh.
And the Firebirds get rolled past the first point.
I have never seen... I can't believe that just happened.
We are seeing some dominance right now from Arkansas, just taking advantage of the fact that the Firebirds started to stagger themselves a little bit. They weren't fighting as a team. They're kind of going in 1 or 2 by 2.
Yeah, I mean,
wow, this is some space taken.
This is a lot of space being taken, but hopefully the Firebirds can regain it. Shinbone now on that Mei, which I think might be the move here, because I think if they're able to kind of block people off exactly that, Nankix is able to hit their shots, taking your friend Levi out of the picture, allowing the Firebirds to kind of move forward without that Bastion causing issues for them. And Lunar Synergy almost ready with that ultimate. That might be also very good for them. And we do see Flex Nova kind of pushing in slightly, maybe a little too risky. We might be able to see Shinbone use that Maywall and block them off, but it's hard to say at this point. Shinbone, or Fuzzy, on that Zenyatta doing that long distance peek, maybe trying to get a pick. Unfortunately, the Amplification Matrix mixed with a Fire Strike is going to mean the end for Nancake, Shinbone, and then Agate coming in, taking Lunar Synergy out. Donut taken out. Oh my gosh. What is happening?
I'm flabbergasted right now.
I mean,
they're going to easily take this point right here. They're going to be up to another 5.5 minutes on the clock just to make it to the last bit. The time's going to be in great. I don't think the Fire would stop them for 6 consecutive minutes here. So I think if you're the Firebirds, try your best to shave down as much time as possible. They're managing ults well, though, and they've got like every ult they could ever want here. Fuzzy's going to try his best with Transcendence, and we're going to get a few picks for our troubles. Might finally get the Reinhardt, but once again, I think Reinhardt's going to get away.
Oh my gosh, this is the Firebirds are really struggling here, finally getting the pick on Flex Nova, and Shinbone is trying to focus and is able to hold off like all of the Razorbacks. Okay, I mean, I know Shinbone is a scary player, but wow. I mean, that might be the move. We have seen the Firebirds hold this internal point for about 5-6 minutes, so maybe this is a repeat of that. We do see Shinbone having that Blizzard at the ready, maybe waiting for a moment. Here we see that Blizzard going out. There are a bunch of ultimate abilities being played, mixed with Shinbone or Lunar Synergy, using that artillery strike.
By Agate.
Beat drop by Agate, but it's seemingly just immediately wiped off the map by the Firebirds, who are doing a ton of damage. Donut pushing in very far, but is able to back out safely. The Firebirds are gaining that momentum, and I think it might just have been that stagger almost from the Razorbacks initially that kind of just caught them off guard. You know, they never were able to hold their ground, get their footing to strengthen this defense, and now we are seeing it. But we do see the swap to D.Va, who's going to be diving some of our above our high ground players. Unfortunately, Donut walled off by the Mei, taken out, but the Firebirds still holding strong. Agate taken out by Lunar Synergy. One of the supports being down is going to be good. However, we do see the Amplification Matrix being popped by Ospat, so we're going to see the Firebirds kind of take cover, losing us some more ground here, and Fuzzy taking out that one Waffle, which is going to be a great pick here. Donut switching to that Winston, which is going to be really good. That mobility is going to allow him to escape a Mei wall if he's walled off. NECC's getting a pick on your friend Levi to finish it off. Flex Nova seemingly jumping into the pit. Firebirds, you know, losing a little bit of ground there, but finally gaining that footing back and probably going to be pushing that cart back to where it was.
And I don't think it'll make it all the way back there, as that spawn is just so close right now. Firebirds losing a couple inches every single push. Donut's going to go down quickly. There's the
Blizzard. Oh boy, that is not looking good, but Fuzzy using that Transcendence is going to be the game winner. Or not the game winner, but the game saver there. And we're seeing the D.Va push a little bit too far. And there's the Reaper, who's going to be causing issues for Fuzzy. And unfortunately, a bunch of the Firebirds are falling. And it is not looking good. They are not going to be able to gain their ground. Donut going back, switching to Wrecking Ball. Hopefully able to stagger, but honestly, that time he took to switch back to Wrecking Ball was probably enough time for him to get back to get to point on that Winston. So 0-3. It's the Firebirds are not out yet. They can push it all the way to the end, and then we're going to go into those extra rounds.
I swear, if we get another tie, I hated that. I hated the tie. Tie sucked.
You never know.
No, I'll say it. I'll say it for everyone who won't. Ties suck. No one wants a tie.
It'll be the first,
especially in playoffs.
You never know.
No, I mean, you heard me.
I think it adds a new je ne sais quoi.
Don't you je ne sais quoi me?
Je ne sais quoi. I think it adds some indescribable quality to these matches, makes it more interesting. And I am super excited to see maybe the Firebirds maybe attack is the move. You know, just enjoying your burger, you know. Suddenly I feel stress eating? Okay. I'll let you stress eat as I get ready to see the Firebirds hopefully come back and push it all the way to the end with more time. Honestly, maybe the Firebirds just needing that push. I don't know. I really don't know what the needed quality is right now for the Firebirds to gain that ground outside of just making sure positioning is on point. Shinbone on that Widowmaker. I'm hoping we see him maybe get a pick or two here, but noticing the Hanzo's there probably, going to be setting up a trick shot, it seems. Not able to do anything, probably a little bit too much of very interesting to see, but there goes that Mei wall, and Donut caught off guard, but we're seeing the Firebirds focus that wall, destroying it before any sort of damage is able to be done to Donut. Shinbone on that Genji is probably going to be a very good choice here. You do have to kind of watch out for that Mei, because that Mei the freeze blast does go through his deflect, but you never know. I mean, we see Donut using that charge to stop the charge from Flex Nova. Firebirds getting some interesting damage here. There goes that one Waffle, which is going to be the key and the change that they need as they push forth, knocking the Razorbacks back out from underneath the arch. Shinbone diving the back line, but needing to get back safely, and is able to do so very smartly. Very safely, too. A little risky towards the end, but you never know.
Punish that Ryan.
Punish that Ryan. Make sure they regret it, and we do see maybe a little bit of a distraction as the rest of the Razorbacks push in. Shinbone taken out, and a bunch of the Firebirds taken out. Donut taken out as well. It's just Lunar Synergy here on that Junkrat. The Amplification Matrix not being able to be utilized by that because of that Mei wall. Firebirds not securing point.
That's crazy.
There we go.
What I'm seeing there is crazy.
Fuzzy getting a beautiful anti-biotic grenade, doing a ton of anti-healing to a lot of the Razorbacks. The wall going, or the dragons going out, allowing the Donut to be used, be nanoed. Oh my gosh, I am off my game tonight. But the Firebirds gaining that crowd back very quickly. Donut with that triple kill. What a beautiful play. Gotta say, though, that two of those kills backed up by Fuzzy. Fuzzy with that assist. You gotta be watching out. Those supports. Sometimes you always, you'd think they're not the ones getting the kill, but it's because they're helping our Donut or our DPS get that kill.
I'm unimpressed with the Firebirds so far. I mean, like, they had many opportunities to capture that third little point without having to use any ults. They just couldn't capitalize on them, specifically through Fuzzy's biotic grenade.
Yeah.
There's been so many times that people have not been able to be healed, and we just won't focus those people.
Oh, Lunar Synergy using that tire, maybe trying to go for a little bit of a setup, I should say. Not able to do any sort of damage, but maybe it was those mind games, you hear that Riptire and the immediate thing is I'm going to spread out and look for it. So maybe that was intentional. We did see him double back, and here we go. Flex Nova has that shatter, but not going to be using it. Unfortunately, Donut falling, Shinbo popping that Dragon Blade, but we did see the beat drop try and counter it, and Shinbo was not able to get any picks. It's coming down to the point again where it just seems to be the Firebirds just not able to follow through with some of these strategies because they're being so well countered in one way or another. Shinbone finally maybe coming back to point, but not able to do anything outside of the fight. We're going to see the Shatter going out and is able to do stuff. Quadruple kill. Will we see the team kill? No, we're not going to see the team kill, but Lucio is running away, and Shinbone is probably wanting them to be taken out of the fight right then and there.
Firebirds almost able to finally capture point number 2. They're going to be at about 4 minutes on the clock once they capture it. So, I mean, there's a chance the time could work out similarly as long as they roll on through the last leg of this.
Now there goes that wall who's trying to block off Donut, and I believe
Donut just out here, biggest I'm him performance in esports.
Yeah.
He gets another triple K.
It does make me laugh sometimes seeing that, because I was like, oh, maybe that's not going to look good. And then Donut just kind of swoops in and is like, all right, monitor on, here we go. And then is able to get a triple kill really quickly as a Reinhardt, which Reinhardt does a lot of damage, but he's not known for getting the eliminations necessarily. But Donut's just not going to let that stop him. The charge going out is going to be meeting the Bastion. Unfortunately, he was all alone there. None of the supports were able to get any sort of healing onto him, and he was caught off guard. And the Firebirds kind of being pushed back a little bit. A beautiful shot.
That was great. Holy
my
cow!
gosh.
The read that would have been like double tap level in Rocket League.
Oh yeah, I've done that so many times, and it's like accidental, but it's like the greatest feeling in the world. Because I try and line it up, but I'm like, oh, I don't think that's really going to do it, and then it just doesn't.
Uh-oh, we might have a little blade coming in.
We probably have a little bit of a Nano Blade coming in if we see that.
Right after that Bastion ends, I think we'll see the Nano Blade.
Yep. But that May using that block.
Oh, no!
Shinbo. Oh, almost falling into the abyss, but he was able to regain that footing onto the steady and even ground. Now, Firebirds losing a decent amount of time here. They have a lot of time to push, but it's all about adding time to their clock if they go to extra rounds.
There's one.
There's one pick with that Riptire, and honestly, I will take it. I think we're going to see Shinbone save that Shinbone and Fuzzy save that Nano Blade for this little bit of last moments while they reach that point, but they have to be watching out for, some of these counters like that beat drop. The beat drop is probably being saved to counter it. So you got to be watching out. We're seeing dueling ultimates at this next fight. And here goes that Kiriko Kitsune rush. But Shinbone and Fuzzy are going to be countering it.
There's the Nano Blade.
There goes
beat drop.
Oh,
so many ults. Every ult possible except for 2 from the Firebirds and 1 from the Razorbacks here.
Yeah, 2 of the Firebirds taken out of that fight. Minute 59 left. A decent amount of time on the clock, but then you're going to be dueling in that overtime, these extra rounds with less time than the Razorbacks. So you got to set the tone for it very soon, and it is not looking good right now. But we could see the Firebirds come back. That Bastion just melting that shield of Donuts, and it is concerning. But we do see Donut having the shatter, getting a few people in that fight. Unfortunately, the protection Suzu from Kiriko is going out, and Nancake's. Oh my gosh, Pancakes and Fuzzy's taken out.
Let's fall again. Shinbone does the self-destruct.
Wow.
Alright, we're getting down to the wire here. Firebirds, no ults to lean on here. Lunar Synergy almost has Riptire. But aside from that, it's just got to be pure gameplay.
Pure gameplay. Donut is on that Winston, which honestly might be a good choice here because we saw it do a decent amount of damage. And again, it's coming down to a lot of damage, but then not enough damage to kind of out-heal the supports from the Razorbacks. And you got to be watching out for that. Now Donut barely missing, almost missing that jump and falling into the abyss, as I keep saying. But Lunar Synergy with that Riptire, hopefully we're going to see that come out and do some great things. D.Va flying up, trying to avoid Shinbone, but Shinbone is on a mission, taking the DMEC there. NECC's on that Mercy. Hopefully we're going to see that work out and do enough healing. And there goes the D.Va finally, but Shinbone is taken out as well. That Mei is causing so many issues for the Firebirds, not able to get the pick. And it's coming down. We might see another C9 here as they need to kind of be reminded to go back to point. Donut barely able to come back and save Fuzzy.
17
Unfortunately,
health, oh, it's going to be tough. They got to get there quick.
This is going down. I think we're just going to see.
Quick.
Oh my gosh, this is 7 seconds, and if the Firebirds don't touch, they're not going to be able to get any sort of extra moments, extra time. Shinbone focusing on the Bastion before touching point.
Get there, he
Fuzzy.
does! Oh my goodness, is long with Winston.
NECC was able to res Lunar Synergy. Here we see the Blade coming out. Hopefully going to get one. It's going to get one of the supports, but the beat drop's going to come out, and the Firebirds are...
props to Arkansas. Props to Arkansas. They have countered that beat drop, countered that Genji Blade every time with beat drop. That was well played. I am flabbergasted that this is the outcome, but the Arkansas has done their homework.
I got to say this. I am shocked.
Of the game.
Because I was not expecting this. I think, but looking at their map record, it makes sense. It's a -4. But that means when they've lost by like 1 or 2 maps.
Yeah. No,
it has come down to the wire. I think what they're excelling at is just watching these ults.
Yeah,
and countering these ults.
Yeah, they've got great counters every time. We've seen that Genji Blade every single time. There was a Genji Blade, there was a beat drop. Yeah, I mean, it's understanding how the characters work, and then also probably just doing your homework on what the Firebirds do. It was very well done by them.
Wow.
I've got nothing else.
I got nothing else too. We're gonna take another 5-minute break, and I'm hoping that the Firebirds come back because this is it. If they lose this map or the next map, they're out of the season. So this is it. The Firebirds cannot afford to lose. my gosh. Welcome back, everybody, as we hop into map 3 of the NECC quarterfinals. I gotta say, this is the opposite of how I expected tonight to go. I mean, I knew the Arkansas Razorbacks were, they were good, but I gotta say, the only team to beat the Firebirds, and that was in week 1, and it is a repeat of week 1, it seems, but even worse, I think, because we are seeing the Firebirds not even take map 1 or 2, and we're heading into map 3, and this is it. If the Firebirds are not able to take the map of Shambali, they are out for the season.
I think this is such an interesting pick of a map here.
I personally do not like this map. And Firebirds, I don't think they've only had like 1 win on this map.
I don't think they've found much success here. I'm interested to see why this was the pick. Granted, the one success they did have, they rolled it.
Oh, okay. It looks like there is some server issues going on here. So we are going to take a quick, maybe
2 seconds. I think we're loading back in.
Maybe
small indie company.
This is exactly what happened. Was it last week?
It was last week.
It was last week. So small indie company having only 2 servers running in their back room, I assume. Where the game is just loading in and out, which is just so weird. And I think $5.99 for better servers. Oh my gosh. I love that. This commentary I love. Just see it, place. There's so much. So the server issues right now, because we are connected. So that's the thing about esports, is we are connected nationwide. So what's happening is Carthage is connected to servers, and probably, I'm not quite sure which server base, but probably, let's say, St. Louis.
So yeah,
University of Arkansas, probably in St. Louis as well. But there's all of this connection is happening at the speed of light to wherever server base it is, underground, basically. And sometimes it's slow, sometimes it happens, and hopefully that's the end of that lagginess, like last week where it just happened and then it didn't happen. We will see, though, as the Firebirds running the same roster, but have a Ramatra, Ash, Soldier 76, Ana, and Mercy against the Razorbacks, running a Reinhardt, Bastion, May, Baptiste, and Lucio. And I gotta say, I'm not surprised. It's been working out for them, especially that May. And we do see that the Razorbacks are going to be going that side platform, but you got to be hoping that the Ramatra is going to be able to do enough damage. It seems to be, with that Nemesis form, able to kind of pierce a lot of the shielding and stuff, and a lot of the players, because they're all grouped up. But will it be enough to get any sort of picks? There goes the Immortality Field, and the Maywall going out. Donut is kind of alone there, and just the Reinhardt Flex Nova somehow surviving. Unfortunately, Shinbone was able to get a pick, but is immediately picked off by the Reinhardt. But it looks like the Firebirds are able to kind of push the Razorbacks back a little bit. And, I'm hoping that this is the footing, the ground that the Firebirds need. The cart is going to be moving ahead a little bit, but you got to be watching out. I mean, it ends up being all about the time. And if they're able to push it all the way to the end and the Firebirds aren't, it still is game over there. So it's all about these. You got to just pace it. It doesn't matter how many points at this point. If you capture it all the way, if you push it all the way to the end, you're able to guarantee extra rounds at the very least. But
right. Flex Nova there gets picked off before the Immortality Field drops. That's going to allow for the Firebirds to really just start raking in the kills here. As Lunar Synergy will get 2 picks. And we will see Shinbone trying to finish off that one waffle, but the Maywall is going to let him leave. Not quite, though, as Fuzzy's there to clean up the end there. Just looking for the stagger now are the rest of the Firebirds as they try to take back a little bit of space here. Just trying to buy as much time as possible and try to stop this, really good Razorback team from even making it to the first point. They only got 2 minutes to do so now.
I got to say, too, I think the Firebirds, mechanically, are able to do better. But the Razorbacks have phenomenal timing, phenomenal just awareness, and all around just better game sense. I think the timing of the ultimates, being able to just say, hey, I can't maybe not hit you, but I'm gonna make sure you just can't kill me.
Yes, I also looked at some stats in between the break here. as your friend Levi gets to pick on Lunar Synergy. Your friend Levi was actually top 500 this past season.
That is crazy.
He was 240 something.
Wow.
In the United States.
That is actually crazy. That is like professional level skill at that point. You have a lot of pro players who you could be recruited out of college with that high of a rank. So I gotta say that is insane. Now we will hopefully we'll see the Firebirds kind of
good use of the opponent Maywall there.
Yeah, I mean it's coming down to they're using a lot of these ults just to gain ground. It's not about the kills. It's about just pushing the cart. Donut taken out here. I gotta say I don't know what's going wrong. I mean it's coming down to that. I think the Firebirds their composition's great. And it's just they're not getting kills.
I think there's just an immaculate amount of game sense being used by the Razorbacks here, as they know every single time they see an ult, they know who to focus. They always are focusing the same person. You're not seeing like these wide range of solo picks they usually see on the Firebirds. They are usually just out dueling their opponents, but instead the Razorbacks are really just playing Overwatch a little bit better, and not so much relying solely on aim, but relying on their abilities and their cohesion as a team to really win these fights and make the space that they need to. And they've made it all the way to the second point now.
Oh my gosh, this is heartbreaking to watch, but I don't know, maybe because they'll have better spawn, maybe the Firebirds will be able to stop it, you know, if they're able to stop it at least at the end. Shinbone is switching to that Hanzo off a Soldier. I think that might be a little bit better, but we do see Lunar Synergy also on that Mei. Gotta say though, they are, you know, losing that hit scan in a sense. And I mean the Mei Reaper, this is, I can't even like, I don't even know how to put it into words what's happening right now. I mean it's just, I don't know. I'm hoping the Firebirds regain this ground because I know that they're
just beyond interested to see how this team got 8th seed overall.
Yeah, it shocks me. It
truly does shock me.
It's the opposite, because they're not playing like a number 8 seed. That's really it. And yeah, they've only lost a few maps, but even then, I am shocked that they lost a few maps. Like, I'm shocked that it wasn't a great. They won. I'm shocked the margin isn't better.
If you think the Firebirds only lost to them, you would think that they. That's just crazy. I wonder what other teams have done against these Razorbacks.
No, I mean. It's just they're really showing this level of play. I don't think they've had. I don't know. I'm just wanting to know what happened in all honesty, and I'd love to talk to them and be like, did you guys just like do extra aim training before the match? Did you guys just, I don't know. Do you guys have a pen and paper at this point to time whenever the ultimates are being used? I mean, the Firebirds getting caught off guard here. Urfed Levi with a double kill. Flex Nova and that one Waffle needing 2 more kills, and Donut on that Ramatra. Ramatra's a great choice here, but you know, I don't even know what tank would be better here. We've seen him swap to several different people. There goes the Zenyatta to just stall. At this point, just stall the point. And wow, I mean, they're able to hold it. They're just stalling at this. We're seeing Fuzzy taken out by that one Waffle. Lunar Synergy using the Mei to try and freeze that Diva, but it looks like 3 of the Firebirds taken out. 4 of the Firebirds. Shinbone on that Tracer, not able to get that footing.
That's crazy.
Minute 54 on the clock. Wow. Unfortunately, we do have, maybe it was a spectator that left the game. It was a spectator, I can say that, but oh, wow. I mean, I don't know. It's not even necessarily that the Firebirds are playing poorly. It's just they're not able to do anything.
No,
they'll do the damage, and then, you know, the Mei will come in and stop them or whatever. And the Firebirds are just not able to get the kills. And that's what's so important, because the moment they do enough damage to you know, get close to a kill, they're immediately like healed back up, or you have the Mei who just runs in front of them basically and says no, or the Reinhardt. This is a phenomenal team, and I don't know how they were number 8 seed. This is so unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed.
I mean, I think, I don't know.
I think whoever pulls this win off of the match that's my pick to win playoffs.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that if the Firebirds can reel this in and somehow beat these guys, they're not going to be stopped.
Wow.
And Wow.
I don't know. This is, I'm out of ideas. I really am. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to necessarily analyze it, but here we go. Hopefully we can see. Maybe this is it for the Firebirds. We're gonna have a little bit of a. We had a spectator, a little bit of technical issue there with. It sounds like the Razorbacks broadcast, but we're gonna get that fixed very shortly. Wow. I mean, what do you think's going through our team's mind right now?
I won't lie. This is where you really find out if you have that steel trap mental to really make comebacks and to always stay in a we can do this attitude or a always what can we change attitude, because there is not a bigger instance of chips all down backed against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is do or die to the highest extent.
Yeah. I think if they lose this, they won't qualify for nationals either. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't know the details about national qualifying at this point, but I think they.
I think they will be. They'll have an okay chance.
They'll have a chance, but not great. I know. I'm curious about their Siege team as well. I don't know if they qualify for nationals, but I mean that'll be heartbreaking. We having two teams do phenomenal all season and just kind of. But it ain't over. The Firebirds could still come back.
Yeah, I mean, let's hold out the hope here. I mean,
I can hear them. I can hear them shouting and getting ready.
It's up to them to have the mental, not us. We just got to keep on rolling along here.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming down to the wire, and here goes that Maywall once again. Fuzzy surviving, very, very narrowly dying there. Somehow, that Bastion, you got to be watching out. Now, Shinbone is on that Sombra. That is an interesting pick. I mean, you got that utility, but the damage isn't there, and unfortunately, Donut falling, NECC falling right away. Holy cow. Wow. I mean, Lunar Synergy trying his best to do as much damage, maybe get a one pick or two, but not able to and retreating. I mean, it's smart that he's backing up. It's showing they're communicating, showing you have that discipline. But I don't know.
My own path.
No, I mean, it's
Shinbone on that Genji. I mean, maybe it's the weather. I don't know, but Shinbone on that Genji might be the pick. We have seen some success with Genji, but you have to worry about that Mei. And Bastion, I mean, that Bastion just melts anybody who's in his way. And the Firebirds, it's funny, the Firebirds have played against many Bastions at this point, but have never had issues like this before with Bastion. And the Mei, I mean, it truly is amazing to see a Mei like this, but oh wow, the Reinhardt Flex Nova just barely able to survive there, the backing up right away, not allowing the Firebirds to secure that kill. There goes Donut in the front line, but is able to get healed back up by Fuzzy. Fuzzy trying his best to do as much protection as he can. Unfortunately, NECC's taken out of the fight. Donut is making sure to maybe gain that Shatter for this next fight. And here comes that Shatter. Will we see him use it this fight, or will we see him save it for this next fight? But there goes Lunar Synergy with that Death Blossom taking out Agate, which is a very good pick for the Firebirds. But he's forced to back up because they're not able to get the kill. There we go, Flex Nova taken out of the fight. The Firebirds have that edge now that they needed. There's the artillery strike from your friend Levi, though, only taking Fuzzy out, which is unfortunate, but you do have that Kiriko teleport that allows him to basically teleport through walls with a small distance, but he's able to return back to point rather shortly. Now, that one Waffle has that Blizzard. Donut is not letting that one Waffle do anything, using that Shatter, getting only that one Waffle, but guaranteeing that Blizzard is not going to be coming out anytime soon. The beat drop coming out, that means Shinbone is probably going to have it for this Blade. And there we go, Kitsune Rush coming out from Fuzzy, and Shinbone going to be popping that Dragon Blade. Will we see a 4K? Unfortunately, getting charged by Flex Nova. The Firebirds really holding on here. There goes that Blizzard onto point, not able to trap any of the Firebirds, but is able to kind of secure that point for that area denial. Fuzzy almost able to get that pick. Unfortunately, one shot away, and the Firebirds are hanging on for dear life. They are just off of that point, though. Donut is alone and unfortunately taken out. 50 seconds left on the clock, and this is the most important 50 seconds of the Firebird season. Some might even say their career.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when you think about it, this is almost final shot for a lot of our seniors here. And, you know, they are the ones I lean on, though, in this time to have that mental resolve, specifically Donut. I mean, he's been great captain for 2 years now, and I'm looking toward him. He's always the one fired up. He's always the one able to call out in these more clutch scenarios, maybe not always the IGL, but he really locks down here, so we'll see what can happen.
Yeah, I mean, the Firebirds, just 10 seconds left. They have to touch point now. They can't afford to not touch point. And here goes that artillery strike from the Razorbacks. We do have a shatter, but Flex Nova going to have it soon. Shinbo able to take out Agate. Here goes that shatter, taking a bunch of the Razorbacks out of, or down. Somehow, though, that one Waffle reading that situation, using that ice block to stop that charge. Firebirds able to take them out, and not out yet. 2.5 minutes added to the clock. Oh boy, that was close.
Yeah, I mean, Firebirds liking to take it down to the wire here.
I mean, that might be the motivation they need, but you know, maybe I don't even know. Maybe the Razorbacks, knowing they just they were able to kind of use that many ults from the Firebirds. Got to be worrying about that Shinbo taken out right away.
Oh boy, we both got caught drinking at that moment. My bad there.
God. No, I didn't see you were taking a drink, so I'm too focused on this game to see what's gonna happen. There goes the Shatter, only knocking Lunar Synergy off, but that might be bad because now the Firebirds are being pushed back. I think the Razorbacks knew he had that ultimate, and there goes Donut. Unfortunately, minute 39 on the clock. Pancake's taken out. That stagger is going to buy them a lot of time. Just a minute and a half left, and oh boy, this could be it.
Yeah, you know, down to the wire once again already. Firebirds have almost 2 ults to work with. They got a lot of distance to cover and a lot of open range to get past before they can even start to think about moving the points again. Yeah, Donut once again is completely isolated by that May wall.
Yeah, I mean, now here we go see the Kitsune Rush from Fuzzy mixed with a beat drop from the Razorbacks, but the Razorbacks not even focusing on the card at this point, focusing on the backline of the Firebirds, knowing maybe somebody's going to push the point. Donut using that shatter, 50 seconds on the clock. Firebirds getting some really key picks, just need to finish it off, not be distracted by Flex Nova, who's all the way on the backline basically, maybe almost knocking Donut off, but Donut using the Fire Strike and the supports for the Firebirds, making sure that the cart is not going to be losing any sort of ground there.
You know, we see that interaction once again working out just this time again in the Firebirds' favor. They got to take space here. Donut's trying to do it, can't do it alone, needs a few more DPS to move up with him. There they are, the cart's finally arriving, and this is the fight. But once again, everything on the line.
That May wall is not going to be good, but the Amplification Matrix is going to allow them to kind of destroy it very quickly. The May in the backline, though, and the Firebirds needing to focus it. Shinbone able to use Bob, taking out the Riptire as well. That was a great play from Shinbone. Game winning there. Shinbone, Lunar Synergy getting a pick on Agate. Unfortunately, Donut and Nancakes are out of the fight. Fuzzy as well. Lunar Synergy taken out, and the Firebirds are not going to be able to touch point, and the timer's going down. The Firebirds not able to take map number 3. The Razorbacks going 3-0. Firebirds with a very unfortunate end to their season. What a heartbreaking match to watch, but I gotta say, Razorbacks won that.
Razorbacks were the better team today.
Yeah.
They did their homework, they tracked ults really well, and ultimately their compositions just always outplayed ours. And, you know, that one Waffle and your friend Levi, great job at DPS. And
Ospat and Agate, I mean, those
great supports.
healing.
I mean, it was a solid team. Firebirds take a very sad and early victory, though.
Yeah, I mean, the Firebirds going 8-1 the regular season, being
loss.
Yeah, their second loss, but technically to the only team that won. I'm going to say this, we've said it so many times. How were the Razorbacks number 8 seed? Because that was the best.
No, they're my pick to win it.
Yeah, they're my pick.
If they lose, I don't believe it. I don't. If they lose, that's crazy.
It
well played
blows
by them,
my mind. I gotta say, I want to know how did they lose how are they number 8? They should have been number 2 at the very least.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm biased because Firebird Esports, Firebird, but.
I'm not biased, and that was just crazy.
I'll say that. I mean, now I want them to win.
Arkansas, that was solid performance. Very solid performance.
It's heartbreaking.
I won't lie. How'd you fumble 6 losses throughout this season and still be here? But it's cool.
Maybe they had somebody not playing.
I get 4 of them went to map 5, but it's an impressive amount of fumbles to be this good a team. Good luck in the rest of the playoffs.
I salute you all. Well done, and I really hope you guys have a very good success.
I got just one quick thing I would like to say to everyone. This is possibly, might have nationals, but this is possibly one of the last streams for our excellent commentator, the bearded man here. He will be graduating in about a month. I would just like to extend my sincere thanks to him for everything he's done for the program, everything he's done for the stream team, everything he's done to get me involved in commentating, and everything he does every day to make this place better. Bearded man, chat loves you. Every player here loves you.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. I know there's a few fans. I know NECC said to shout out. I believe she said Cons. Whoever that is, I know that they have always been a longtime supporter of me. I always like to see NECC's in-game chat. They're having messages back and forth. But I gotta say thank you for casting Overwatch with me for the past 2, technically 3 seasons.
Yeah.
It's about since about what, January of
last year.
So
about a year.
And I always say this, and this is something we keep arguing about. He's the one who got me into casting.
False.
I remember it was ready for Rocket League, and you were like, "Hey, you want to cast Rocket League?" And I said, "I've never played Rocket League."
But
and
I'll
you're
tell
like,
you,
Too bad
it was because the day before you were about to do an Overwatch stream, and I was in Rocket League practice, and you came over and tapped me on the shoulder while I'm like in a scrim, and you go, "Hey man, Palmer thinks you should cast Overwatch with me." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Okay." And then we came, and
I don't remember that.
Either way, the rest is history. It's been great working with you. I appreciate it all. I don't think we have a post-game for the day.
We are not getting word of a post-game interview. I'm not quite sure.
It. So, Bearded Man, I'll let you take it away one last time here.
One last time. Oh, boy. It has been memorable. To the viewers at home, thank you so much for watching and supporting us throughout the entire season. To the Razorbacks, GG is a big understatement about how amazing this match was to watch. It was heartbreaking, but I think losing to a team like that, where it was very clear the Firebirds were playing near the peak of their game, it very much showed how powerful the Razorbacks are. So I really am excited to see just how far you guys go. Now, thank you so much to the viewers at home for watching. Be sure to follow us on all of our social medias at Carthage Esports. We'll be back tomorrow, I believe, at 5:30 for some Super Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
I will be back for that. And those also the quarterfinals. I know there's like 3 matches, I believe, for tomorrow. So that is going to be an awesome game to watch, 3 or 4. So once again, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next time.
The high Wheaton shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Oh, you're kidding me. Donut S. Oh, Donut we're behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
That was disgusting.